Good afternoon, Tarleton Texans. We had a busy weekend in sports and a huge week ahead of us with the Olympics starting. I'm Todd Coley, and I'm here to help cover it all in the Texan Sports Minute. Some of the things we'll be covering today are your number 2 ranked Tarleton Texans remaining undefeated at 18-0, the Texans going down to TWU, 5 things you should know about the Olympics, a super blowout in the Super Bowl, Lakers suffering their 7th straight loss, and Russell Wilson may be training with the Rangers this spring. Your Tarleton Texans are number 2 in the country and have remained perfect on the season with the victory over Texas A&M Commerce 84-71. The Texans enjoyed a double-digit lead for most of the game and were even able to impress the sold-out crowd with some dunks and alley-oops. Chuck Guy had a usual performance, pouring in a game-high 16 points, and Tayshawn Mabry had a perfect 6-for-6 performance from the field on his way to 14 points. Mabry also had the game-high 8 rebounds for the Texans. The Texans wound up shooting almost 50% from the field and even had a 26-point lead in the second half. The Texans play tonight against Midwestern State at 8 p.m., where they hope to continue their historic streak. And Tarleton Sports is reporting the Texans going down in Denton. The 19th-ranked Texans fell to the TWU 64-59 on Monday. The Texans had to make up the game after it was postponed from Sunday due to weather. The Texans have had a busy week with games last Saturday, Monday, and a game tonight against Midwestern State. The Texans had the TWU lead down to 5, but then the Pioneers went on a 15-0 run that the Texans could never recover from. Kira Wright was her usual self and had her 50th double-double with 17 points and 13 rebounds. But Brianna Bledsoe, she had her second career double-double with 12 points and 12 boards. Tarleton wound up shooting only 34% from the field on the game and only 20% from downtown. The Texans don't have time to sulk, however, because they welcome Midwestern State tonight at 6 p.m. And for national and Olympic coverage, we move to the AP. The Olympics are sure to entertain everyone watching this year, no matter what you're into, and here are 5 unique storylines to pay attention to in the Olympics. Firstly, during the ski jumps, look for the old guy in an almost painted-on mariachi costume. That man is Mexican-born Hubertus von Owenlo, who is a 55-year-old businessman and is expected to come in last. The Indian luger should be quite the hit, but the man has a unique training regimen where he has a homemade luger with wheels on it that he goes down the sandy and dangerous Himalayan slopes in. Miami native Jennifer Rodriguez will be competing in speed skating and will be representing her warm city in the Olympics. Miami has actually produced a large number of speed skaters recently, and Javier Fernandez will be representing Spain and is expected to medal. If Fernandez is successful, Spain will gain only its 3rd Winter Olympic medal. While California isn't thought of as a Winter Olympic training mecca, it has the most competitors in the games. There will be 20 Olympians hailing from the Golden State this year. The Super Bowl wasn't what everybody had hoped for this season, as Seattle routed the Broncos 43-8. The game started with a botched snap going behind Manning, and the Broncos gave up a safety as they recovered the ball in the end zone. The Broncos were down 2-0 with less than 15 seconds gone by in the game, and they were never able to recover. Linebacker Malcolm Smith won the MVP award. Smith had an interception return for touchdown in the first half of the game. The Seahawks are the 4th youngest team ever to win a Super Bowl, and head coach Pete Carroll is already looking ahead to the next season. This was only the 2nd season for Russell Wilson, the quarterback, and he will be around the Seahawks for a while. The Seahawks are contractually in a good spot with most of their important players, and the future looks bright in Seattle. Now we go to the AP for video coverage about the parade that Seattle will be hosting later today.
Seattle is getting ready for something it hasn't seen in decades, a championship parade. A parade is set for Wednesday in downtown Seattle to celebrate the Seahawks' Super Bowl win over the Denver Broncos.
We're going to be at Century League Field.
Yep.
So you'll wait at the end?
Yeah, we'll wait at the end.
I love a parade. Wouldn't miss a parade. I'm not joking.
Really?
I'll be here.
Workers at one cafe say championship banners may be hanging in the windows.
We're all very excited. I think that parade's going to kind of be the culmination of a long-time Super Bowl win waiting to happen.
The Seahawks are the first Seattle men's team to win a major sports championship since the NBA Supersonics in 1979. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
The long season for the Los Angeles Lakers just won't stop. The Lakers suffered their 7th straight loss last night as Kevin Love and the Timberwolves poured it on them 109-99. Love had 31 points and 17 rebounds in the game, and Kevin Martin had a season-high 32 points for the Wolves. The game marked the return of Steve Nash, but even with him rejoining, the Lakers could not overcome the Wolves. Nash had been out since November 10th with back problems, and in his return had 7 points and 9 assists in only 25 minutes. The Lakers are still waiting on Kobe to return later in the season, but playoffs look pretty doubtful at this point. And finally, ESPN reports Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson is unsure about visiting the Rangers for spring training. The Rangers got Wilson in the Rule 5 draft last December for $12,000. The quarterback has a lot on his plate after winning the Super Bowl, so as of right now, his agent has said Wilson's schedule is too fluid to commit to anything. Rangers GM John Daniels said he hasn't even reached out to Wilson to find out if he will report or not because he is letting him enjoy his Super Bowl win. The Rangers don't actually expect Wilson to give up football and become a full-time baseball player, but they hope he can come around the team and help show some of the younger players what kind of dedication it takes to become a champion. Wilson has only played professionally in Class A ball, where he hit .229 with 5 home runs and stole 19 bases. He struck out 118 times in that 2010 to 2011 span. It should be interesting if he does show up to see how his positive energy and great work ethic rubs off on the younger guys. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Texan News Sports. I give pretty much constant updates during all the games. And that's pretty much all I have in sports this week. Make sure to get out and support your number 2 ranked and undefeated Tarleton Texans tonight at Wisdom Gym. And thank you to Catherine Gibbs and Samantha Trantham for producing the show.